Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well, and in this video I'm talking about a disqualification update, the stewards investigating Lewis Hamilton, as well as George Russell taking pole in Canada. So let's start with Russell, who, as I say, has taken pole position in qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. It did not look like this would happen though. I mean, in Q2 and at the start of Q3, Russell wasn't really in the rhythm, in my opinion, and his laps were not great, and he had to abandon some as well. Meanwhile, his teammate Kimi Antonelli, as well as McLaren, Ferrari, even Red Bull, was setting decent lap times. However, towards the end of Q3, Kimi Antonelli was fastest and Russell was down the order, so he needed to put in a good lap, and while he brought it out right at the end of Q3 and took pole position right at the end of the session. And it means it's going to be a Mercedes 1 and 2 for the Grand Prix tomorrow, and that is going to be very interesting. I mean, we all saw what happened in the sprints. Russell was on pole, Antonelli was in P2, the two of them got off the line well, and then they had a really intense battle in the opening stages of the race. They went wheel to wheel, Antonelli was shoved off onto the grass, Antonelli wanted a penalty for Russell. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Grand Prix goes with Russell and Antonelli starting 1 and 2 again. And now Russell has given an update since the sprint, saying that the two drivers have had a good chat, with Russell saying, "We had a good chat since the sprint. We're both racing drivers. We both know what to do. We both respect one another. We will go racing and hope it's just a battle between the two of us, but we saw how competitive everyone was today, and tomorrow looks to be wet, which will be a whole new challenge. So it's not what we are thinking about. We just want to ensure we are on the top step." Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I'm close now to 51,000 subscribers, and all your support means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. So let's move on to Lewis Hamilton. Now he went 5th fastest in qualifying. However, he is under investigation by the stewards. Basically, he's been summoned to see the stewards following qualifying after allegedly impeding Pierre Gasly during the session. Now, the incident occurred in the opening session of qualifying, although both drivers successfully progressed to the next stage. Despite neither driver being eliminated, the stewards have requested Hamilton's presence to hear his account of the incident and assess whether any action is warranted. Now, this marks the second time Hamilton is being investigated by the stewards. He was also investigated following an incident in the sprint. Basically, he was looked at for allegedly leaving the track and gaining an advantage during the sprint race. However, Hamilton escaped punishment on that occasion. However, if Hamilton is found to have impeded Gasly in qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix, then it's likely that Hamilton will face a grid drop for the race. But let's move on to Esteban Ocon, with a disqualification update being issued on him. Now, following the sprint, he was investigated for a breach of the regulations on the left rear tyre of his car. Basically, the Haas driver was summoned to the stewards after it was reported that air was let out of the tyre in question on the grid, having previously been checked and cleared, according to FIA technical delegate Joe Power. However, it's been confirmed that this was a misunderstanding, and as a result, Ocon has not been disqualified, with the stewards document saying, "The stewards heard from the team sporting director, team engineer, the FIA technical delegate, and the grid scrutineering assigned to car 31, and reviewed video evidence from car 11, the car behind car 31, and the FIA grid camera for position 14, the starting position for car 31. The stewards also inspected the tyre blanket and tyre pressure gauge from car 31. This video evidence proved conclusively that there was no breach of the regulations, in that there was no contact with the tyre that would have resulted in pressure being released. The report received was based on a visual report from the scrutineer, who witnessed a crew member of car 31 holding what appeared to be an air hose connected to the car, but was in fact the electrical cable for the tyre blanket. The cable was almost identical in appearance to the air hose and could easily have been mistaken for the latter." But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.